Hey folks, it's King from Stay Tuned Sports, and I gotta tell you, I love energy drinks. They help give me that boost that I need to finish all my work, get through game film recaps from all of Sunday's games, and they provide that pick-me-up during a very long week. What I don't love is that crash and the jitters, the gross feeling you get with most other energy drinks. And that's why I tried Dubby, and I gotta tell you, Dubby is a game changer with flavors like Dragonade, Beach and Peach, Galaxy Grenade, and my personal favorite, the Dub Sludge. You can find your favorite or just get them all. There's no jitters, there's no crash because there's no sugar in Dubby. Plus, Dubby contains Neurofactor, an all-natural ingredient derived from coffee cherries, which has been linked to enhance brain function. You go on over to dubby.gg right now. That's dubby.gg to grab the best energy drink you've ever had. And if you enter the code STSports18 in all caps, you'll get 10% off your order. That's STSports18 to get 10% off of Dubby. Be better.
And hello there, all you stay tuners. It might be Eagles. I hate the Eagles. Don't get me wrong here. First quarter, keep it even. Second quarter, start running the fucking ball. Third quarter, take a power nap. Fourth quarter, oh shit, there's the rest of the game. Let's go.
Fuck it, I'm a diabetic. I will root for the team that will literally give me diabetes and death. Rooting for a team from Hershey is like a Catholic rooting for Satan. It doesn't make any sense.
This is Stay Tuned Sports, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo here, back with our buddy King.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Me? I know. Oh, I'm fine because I have my left hand up. You know why I have my left hand up?
Why is that?
Because we are commanders.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, let's get into it here. No, you know what? And I'm not even pissed off that we lost. I'm obviously upset. Obviously, you want to see your team always go.
Yeah, you never want to see your team lose. I understand
right.
that. That's fine.
And I'm more pissed off at Eagles fans, the ones that are saying the refs cost us the game. They didn't. Was there bad calls? Yes, there was.
Absolutely. Listen, if you watched that game and thought that the referees did a good job, you didn't want. You were watching a different game. I mean, here's the problem. There was a lot of bad calls going both ways.
See, I want to say maybe I saw one, maybe two bad calls against Washington. That
pass interference call, that pick call that they called against them was, again, fucking atrocious. And they did the same. That's the same one they did to the Giants and the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, exactly. But that if you think about the Giants and the Cowboys game, that's what happened in that game. So I mean, at least they were consistent there.
But that's the same thing. It's also the same thing too, is that the game was a close game anyway. So those little calls kind of added up. But okay, continue.
And like the main bitch from Eagles fans is obviously the fumble Dallas Goedert face mask thing. That did not cost us the game. Okay, should have been called, obviously, especially when the ref was standing right there and seeing it.
That's an egregious miss. It is a huge miss.
And this is where I know we got into this argument a couple weeks ago about replays for penalties and stuff like that. And I understand you can't review every single penalty. So let me say it this way, and let me ask your opinion about this idea. What if, it's a fumble, okay? Obviously they got to review all turnovers and touchdowns or scores, and they see that face mask there. It wasn't called on the field, but they see it in the replay. Would you be okay with it being called then?
I'm going to take your question there, and I'm not going to answer it because I'm going to go on to my own little diatribe. The answer to this whole fucking thing is super simple, and it was solved about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, in the XFL. It was simple. Eye in the sky. You had the ref there who was watching stuff, and if a ref missed something, if there was something like that was clearly something and it was missed, they buzz down, they say, hey, listen, this is what happened, you got to call it, because he nearly ripped his head off because it's there.
Yeah.
And then it instantly, it's right there, boom. Because that's the thing, is that sometimes refs do miss a call, sometimes have like that. So you just have the ref in the booth with his Xbox controller, and he sees the plays and he sees everything like that, and if something like that happens, buzz down, do that, okay, 15 yards. So even if it is missed on the field, you have another ref up in the booth monitoring or seeing everything else that maybe they missed or they didn't see or didn't have an angle on that he does, and can say, there we go, that there it is, and it fixes everything. And that's part of it that bothers me, is that the XFL got a lot of things right, and one of the things they got most right was things like that and the transparency that they had, especially with the replays.
Yeah.
He had, like, the referee didn't replay it. They had the guy in the booth, the ref in the booth. He reviewed it, and he went down and he told the ref, I've reviewed it, I've looked at it, this is what it is, this is the call. Instead of having the ref go to the sideline and look on a little fucking TV, because we have to make sure that the refs are still, that they have control of the game, and that it's like an ego thing. It's like, no, fuck this. It's about getting the calls right and doing it in an expeditious manner, so that we're not taking 7 minutes looking at a fucking call that's either obvious or it's not. But fucking do it. The XFL had that done 1,000% correctly. Why the NFL still hasn't adopted that, I have no idea. Maybe they don't want to be transparent. Things are a lot bigger there. But I mean, if the XFL could do it, how does the biggest league in the world not do this?
I think their issue with that would be length of game. I mean, we've seen how many.
It doesn't add anything.
But it does.
It doesn't add any time, anything else than what's already going on. Because you wouldn't have to sit there and go through a review where the ref's got to run to the sideline. You just got to look for it.
Oh, but
does it not take 7 minutes and does all this other shit? If you ever watched any of the XFL games, they were fucking glorious.
Yeah, no.
All it was you had something like that, and then if there was a review, if there was a challenge, it went upstairs. Literally no more than a minute every time. You had the guy look and say, no, that's not. Nope, it is. Or yes, it is. Okay, here it is. Here's where the ball is. Go. Like, you saw the transparency. You saw how easy it was and how they did it. And then on calls like that, where it was something egregious, he would like call down and be like, hey, listen, I know the ball on the field was a fumble and all this kind of stuff, but there was a clear, obvious face mask as a 15-yard penalty from that spot. Go ahead, to the point where you don't have to review it. You don't have to sit there and throw a challenge play. It doesn't take up any extra time.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know how, like you just said, like it's an ego thing that we got to make sure the refs still look good, this and that. If you have someone, kind of looking over their shoulder for them, I don't think the refs would ever agree to it.
I don't give a shit what the fuck they want to agree to. This is it. This is what we have to do. The game has to move forward. It has to change. If they don't want to fucking move forward, fine. Fuck it. We'll do everything with the fucking upstairs ref. I don't care.
Well, I just mean, like,
or it's either you sign along with it and still be a referee and call everything on the field, or you go fucking kick rocks and we'll make everything fucking electronic. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
At this point. They want to fucking throw a hissy fit. We've already seen the NFL doesn't give a shit. Like, do you remember the fucking Fail Mary up in Seattle with the fucking replacement refs they had?
Oh my God, yeah.
The NFL is willing to be like, listen, we'll deal with these fucking shitty refs to make a fucking point. The point is, listen, I'm sorry your feelings might be hurt because you're gonna have some of your decisions questioned and thought everything like that, and you missed a call, and we're gonna make sure that we correct that call right on the field to make sure that the game keeps moving and the right things are called. Fine, but you know what? You can't get upset by that if you're a referee.
Yeah,
and if you are, then get out of the fucking game.
And whether they were to change the process to your way or my idea or whatnot, it also help. I think maybe with safety wise, because okay, Goddard, he's out 4 weeks now.
It has nothing to do with safety. Well, it's just, here's the thing. It's about length. Here's the thing. It's about length of game, and it's about the referees' fucking egos.
Yeah.
Now, they're never going to approve of having replay for penalties because it'll fucking go on forever. And you want to talk about length of game, the game will be 5 fucking hours long.
Yeah.
They'll never do it.
But like that's why you make it as a challenge.
The simplest solution is already there. The simplest solution is already there. It's been out there. We've seen it. Everybody has seen it. And it was one of the biggest coups that the XFL had was the transparency that they had with the Sky Judge and having everything right there. Like you had the line judge, you have the back. That's what I mean is that the guy up there in the booth is a referee.
But do you think
he's an official in the game? He's not just some motherfucking dude. He's not from the league office. He's an official for the game. He's the Sky Judge. He sees everything from above, from the cameras, and he can make the call.
But do you think it's
same as any other referee?
Do you think it's a ego thing for the NFL? Because,
absolutely, I just said it. It's an absolute ego thing.
I think the refs were the ego.
No, not at all. Because the NFL has taken shit. The reason we have spider cams is because of the XFL.
Yeah,
the NFL took that shit immediately. The cameras that they have in the field that follow the quarterbacks after the play or going into the huddle and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's from the fucking XFL.
Yeah,
so the NFL is not above taking shit from the XFL.
Yeah, but this is one of their biggest issues for how many years now? And if they were to take something so simple from the XFL, they're gonna be like, oh, the fans will be like, yeah, good job, you stole something from a failed.
Here's the thing: nobody's gonna give a shit. Fans are gonna be like, thank God, finally, you've done something right. Thank you so much for doing it. It's not gonna be. Nobody's gonna say that. Oh, you fucking stole it from the XFL. No, people are saying, for fucking Christ, will you please steal this from the XFL? Will you please put this in so that we can correct calls like that one, which were egregious?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, too, is that it doesn't take 5 minutes to do a fucking review. You just have the ref call. He calls down to the other, because you see all the refs now, they have all the headsets and the mics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So they all communicate with each other on the field, so they don't have to fucking run and huddle and do all the shit. Like, they have all that shit there. It's ready to go. Fine, great. So you already have all that infrastructure there. Like, everything is there. Everything is already set up for it to work, to go. All you have to do is create the position of Sky Judge.
Yeah.
Put him up in the booth. Give him a fucking striped shirt if you want. Who gives a shit? So he looks really cool. Whatever. But have him up there to look at the calls, to make sure that they're right, and have that communication down there. Now, I know the NFL is not like the XFL, so they're probably not going to want all the transparency so that you can hear the communication and do stuff like that. Fine, whatever. You want to keep your secrets, whatever. But at the end of the day, just fucking put it up there.
I mean, I do think something will change going into next season. I think, I mean, can we both agree that this is probably the worst season with these referees as far as calls?
No.
Really?
I mean, no. There's been bad ones before.
But as bad, like consistency wise.
Yes. No. There's been bad. No. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say this is the absolute worst season I've seen. And again, that's always recency bias. Everyone wants to say this is the fucking worst I've ever seen. No.
Yeah.
There have been worse calls. There have been worse calls. There have been bad calls. There were calls that, again, see, here's the thing. I'm old enough to remember the NFL when they didn't have instant replay.
Yeah.
There was that period in the 90s where because they did it in the late 80s, they wanted to do replay. And then they got rid of it again because they said it took too long, the game was too long, so they took it away. And then I remember this play distinctly was the New York Jets versus the Seattle Seahawks at Giant Stadium. Vinny Testaverde does a quarterback sneak. He's short by a fucking yard. Like, it's not even close. And the refs called touchdown. And of course, there's no review. There's no anything like that. Jets win the game. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I think it was either the next year or the year after they implemented instant replay again for that call. So that, again, there's something that was so bad that it changed. Those were bad calls back then. Since then, we've had other bad calls. We had, obviously, the pass interference call in the NFC Championship game. That caused them to go ahead and put pass interference as a reviewable call. But then that ref's fucking egos get involved, and they review the thing. And, of course, the reviews coming back from New York were saying, no, don't worry about it. Nothing conclusive. Just say it. Like, no pass interference calls were ever overturned because that was the referees fucking swinging their dick saying, oh, you want to go ahead and have us review our calls, our judgment calls? Fine. Okay, sure. We'll do it. And we'll take up 5 minutes of your fucking time. We'll slow the game down. We'll fucking stop the game. And then guess what'll change? Fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So they finally got rid of it because the refs were throwing a tantrum.
Yeah.
And that's what they were doing.
So,
But with something like this is nothing to, because here's the other thing you're going to do too. You're going to add a referee job. You're adding a job. So the referees union, if they're going to bitch about it, like, what are you bitching about?
Yeah.
You're creating another job. You're creating more jobs. You're creating more opportunities. You're protecting the integrity of the game. Fine. If some of the older ones want to be like, fuck that, I'm not going to have somebody from upstairs tell me what to do, or they're going to fine, then you can get the fuck out and you can leave.
Yeah.
The game has to grow. It has to change in some way, shape, or form.
Can we just
you know what I mean? Like that. You have the ability to do this, and you're not. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Can we at least agree not to put Mike Pereira up there? Did you see that little tongue?
Where he just kind of looked, smiled, and walked off the camera. That's all I saw.
He stuck his tongue out. Is that the video?
Something like that. Yeah, I have. It was a weird moment. He thought he was off camera.
Yeah,
he thought he was done.
I'm pretty sure his wife must have just had a cooking apron on or something like that.
Well, no, because he's in a studio somewhere.
Oh, he's not in a studio. He's in his home.
Because it has the thing, and it says that like he's already moved. It's like Pereira rules 1A or something like that. So it is what it is. But you know what? This run on the refs and everything like that. It's bad.
Yeah.
It could be better. There are ways to fix it. Easy ways to fix it that the NFL is just being intransigent on. For whatever reason, whether it's because of the referees union, whether it's because of the NFL itself, any of these other things, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, the Eagles lost to the fucking Commanders, and that makes me happy.
So, kind of circle back to the game, though. The other, now I'm going to bitch a little bit about the Washington fans. How do you say?
Oh, God, bitching about everything except
Washington. What are they? Washington Commanders, Redskins.
The Washington football team of Redskin Commanders, baby.
Yeah, those fans. You didn't win the Super Bowl, and this kind of goes for you too, because you made this comment too. Washington didn't figure out the Eagles how to beat them. They did what everybody has done over the past 100 years of NFL. If you control the game, the time of possession, and you run the ball, and you keep it a high explosive offense off the field, you're going to win. I mean, no one's going to win a game when the other team has 40 minutes of time possession. And
right?
Philly,
yeah, they absolutely fucking control time of possession.
They never let our offense.
Incredible.
They never let our offense get in sync. And when you listen to our opening song there, I
heard. Yeah, I was going to say that actually kind of perfectly referenced the game, believe it or not.
We just never woke up in the second quarter, and by that point, it was too late.
It's not about waking up. It's not about waking up because your offense was, it was your offense. It was what it was. That was fine.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that if I'm Philadelphia, I'm worried about is your defense cannot stop the run. At all.
And that's
for anybody. Houston fucking ran all over you.
Well, the past 3 games.
Now Washington run all over you. You can't stop the run. And then you're going to sit there and tell me that when you guys have to face fucking Saquon Barkley, or when you have to face fucking Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard down in Dallas, you're going to fucking all of a sudden know how to fucking stop the fuck out of here.
And that's what I'm a little bit worried about.
Your answer to that is to get an old ass fucking Ndamukong Suh to try to fucking plug that up.
And defense tackle yesterday, who used to play for the Giants as well. It was actually a former second round pick of the Giants.
So you're picking up a bunch of fucking spare parts to try to fix a fucking problem that I don't know if these guys are going to be the fucking parts to do that.
Well, yeah,
I don't see it.
That shows me two things. One, it shows me how well Jordan Davis played for us. I mean, since he's been hurt.
Since you've been gone.
Since he's been hurt, everybody's been running over us. And the second thing it shows me is it feels like even though we're 8-1 because of this game last week, they're in a panic. We gotta stop this run.
Thing. It's not because it's not just last week's game. It's been for the last couple of weeks where it's been like, man, Philly can't stop the run. If that's the way to do it, if you can control time of possession. And obviously, if you can run all over them, which again teams have done, you can keep it close and beat them, and it negates the how dynamic the offense is there with Hurts and AJ and everybody else like that. So, you want to say Washington really didn't figure everything out. Maybe they didn't, but they picked up on hey, listen, the way we're going to win this game is by running the ball and controlling the ball.
Yeah.
And unlike some of the other teams who did it and failed, they did it and succeeded. And that's something to hang your hat on. And that's the other thing too. Listen, Washington isn't a bad team.
Oh no,
I'm not saying they're a good team, but they're not a bad team.
Let me take that statement a step further. They're not a bad team with Heineke as quarterback.
No, exactly.
Wentz,
well, that's the reason
totally
why
different
I
story.
put them in my blue picks. Was because like I said, if Carson Wentz was in that game, I'd have picked Philadelphia as like a lock. But with Heineke, I was like, let's put him in there, and I said, you know what, let's take a shot.
Yeah,
let's take a shot and see. And sure enough, they're what 2-1.
I think they only, I was gonna say, I think they only got one loss. I think.
Yeah, they lost the week before.
Yeah,
but they're and now it's like, well, Carson looks like he's ready to come back. It's like, motherfucker, if you fucking put Carson Wentz in there again.
That's what I'll be pissed about too, because this kid Heineke has played his ass off, and he didn't do anything spectacular against us. But the thing that stood out to us, or to me at least, was him on third downs. You know, what would they win? They went like 13 and 15, or so. They were like 80 or 90% on third down conversions.
He plays smart football.
Yeah,
he plays. Listen, everyone. Oh, he's a game manager. Fine. Listen. If your game manager is going to take your 4-5 team and go ahead and beat an 8-0 team, fucking manage my game all you want.
Yeah.
Because the end of the day, people are going to look like, well, look at his stats and look at this shit. They do the same thing to Jimmy G. Oh, Jimmy G doesn't have great stats, or he doesn't have this. Daniel Jones or something. They're going to say, which, by the way, if you look at Daniel Jones stats and look at fucking Josh Allen stats, they're the same stats. The only thing difference is that Daniel Jones doesn't have the wins.
Yeah.
That fucking Josh Allen does. But that's because also his entire team for the last fucking 4 years has sucked ass until this year. But like when you want to look at stats, oh well, he doesn't have this and he doesn't have that. Well, you listen. At the end of the day, the motherfucker wins. Yeah. And you want to make fun of people who say that. You want to make fun of, oh yeah, all you say is these guys win, but who you gotta have. I'd rather have a good quarterback than somebody. Fine, have a good quarterback and be out in the first round. Have a good quarterback and not make the playoffs. I'd rather have somebody who manages the game well, doesn't have great fucking stats, but doesn't make mistakes and doesn't turn the ball over and keeps my offense out on that field and keeps the other offense off of it. I'd rather have that guy.
But the problem. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'm done with my thought.
The problem is the quarterback has to be the face of the franchise, and right now, Carson Wentz is more of the face of the franchise than Tyler Heineke is.
No, he's not. Everybody hates him. Nobody like no. You ask a Washington fan what they think of fucking Carson Wentz.
Well, yeah, the fans.
Ask him.
Yeah,
he's not the face of that fucking franchise.
Dan
Absolutely not.
Snyder is the one that decides who's the face of the franchise. He's the one.
Dan Snyder's not going to own the team in fucking 6 months. So who gives
in
a shit?
6 months, yeah, but right now, and
now it doesn't matter. See, here's the thing. Now, if I'm like Ron Rivera, I don't give a fuck what he says. If Dan Snyder came up to me and said, "Listen, start Wentz. He's my guy," I'd be like, "Fuck you. What are you going to do? Fire me? Fine.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. I'll sit home and collect my fucking check." Like, are you out of your fucking mind? No. Carson Wentz, like, listen, I liked Carson Wentz. I was rooting for him so badly. Even when he was with the Eagles, I was like, I liked the kid. I liked him out of North Dakota State.
Yeah.
I thought he was special. He unfortunately got hurt in that game against the Rams. And that kind of screwed him over on a Super Bowl run. They don't get to the Super Bowl if he doesn't perform the way he did that year. And then just ever since then, he hasn't been great. And that's the problem, is that you see it almost sputters. He has those moments where he's fucking great. Yeah. And he can be so great. And then he has the other moments where he's just, what the fuck are you thinking?
Well,
and the problem is in the NFL, you can't do that. You can't have the what the fuck were you thinking moment.
Yeah.
They have to be very few and far between. And for him, they're every other play. And you can't do that.
So let me ask you this, since me and you are high on Heineke over Wentz. If Ron Rivera comes out tomorrow and says Heineke starting the rest of the season, do you think the Commanders make the playoffs?
The football team of Redskin Commanders, yes.
Yeah. Do you think they make the playoffs? Or make it close?
With the way the NFC is, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the NFC East can send 4 teams to the playoffs. I don't think that's out of the question at all.
How would you do 4? I mean, I could see 3 because you get
have the
four
Eagles
divisions.
in as a division winner.
Yeah.
Then you'd have the Giants, Cowboys, and football team Redskins.
That's right. We're sending 7 teams this year.
There's 7 teams in the playoffs.
That's right. Okay, yeah, no.
So you have the 3 division winners, and then you have 4 division winners.
4 division, yeah.
And then 3 wild card. So you'd have all that. And who else from the NFC North? The NFC South isn't sending 2 teams.
Yeah.
The NFC West might. That's where you're going to have maybe somebody can come up there and do something. And if maybe the Packers can put it together, maybe you might get 2 teams out of the North. But like I said, if Washington goes on a run here, you might have 4 teams from the fucking NFC East in the play. You might have the whole division in there. And that's something to go. And to be honest, you might have that in the AFC too, because the AFC East is just as fucking good.
As far as
we're in unprecedented times.
Yeah, shitty refs and really good teams. This week is a big game, I think, for Philly though, because like I said, I don't want to say I'm in panic mode, but
any given Saturday, baby,
I'm worried. Because of last year with the Cardinals, I could see us.
You're worried that there's going to be a
collapse,
a full-on collapse,
because we haven't faced something like that. Like, Houston was a close game, okay, but we got up. We were never ahead in this game with Washington.
If Jonathan Taylor performs this week like he performed last week, the Eagles are in trouble.
Yeah, and Jeff Saturday, he's the wild card too. I mean, he has nothing.
Wild card, bitches.
He has nothing to lose. I mean, he's no guarantee.
Well, and he said as much. And everybody's like, "Oh, they beat somebody. Or they beat the Raiders are a fucking mess. They beat them." Yeah, no, they did. But you guys forget the fucking Colts were a bigger mess than the fucking Raiders were.
Yeah,
and they beat them with Jeff Saturday as the head coach and a play caller who's never called plays in his life. Never called a play on any level.
Yeah.
And they went ahead and they won an NFL game. You can say what you want about the state of the Raiders and how they are poorly crushing Derek Carr's soul every fucking week. Unfortunately, if you watch,
they made him cry.
Dude, I feel so bad.
I did too.
I feel so bad for Derek Carr that he has to deal with that. And to think that, they should have never got rid of Bisaccia. They really shouldn't have.
And the rumor is they can't even get rid of McDaniels for at least the next 2 years, this year and next year. Mark
Davis came out and said that. He said he's going to be our coach next year too. I have faith in him. It's like,
yeah, because they have no money to be able to release him.
But man, what a bad the Raiders were people's picks to come out of the West.
Yeah.
People were like, the Raiders are going to be so. Like, this is the thing. You look at the NFC East and the AFC East are what everybody thought the AFC West was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you want to go back to some of our late August episodes here where me and Jimbo were talking about it. Like, I for certain was predicting, like, man, the AFC West is going to be... You have the Chiefs, but the Chargers look really fucking good, especially with Herbert and all that shit. And then the Broncos now with Russ. Russ Cook. That's going to be good. And the Raiders, my God, they were only going to build on the things they had last. They got Devontae Adams. They're going to be really great. And boy, none of that has come true.
Yeah.
The Chargers are inconsistent at best. The Raiders are flat out bad. And the Broncos have become, for lack of a better term, a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Did you hear the latest about Russell Wilson, by the way?
Go ahead, tell me, and I'll tell you if I did.
So you didn't. So that's fine.
I may have.
On the sports talk station out in Denver, they have one of the Broncos' old offensive linemen on there, Palu Walla whatever.
Okay.
I forget, Columbus something. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But he still talks to people, like he knows people in the building and stuff like that. And he said recently on a show, you can go ahead and find the clips. I forget the damn station. It's a sports station in Colorado, though. So in Denver, so it's not going to be too hard to find.
Yeah.
He basically said, paraphrasing here, that from the people he's heard in the building is that Russ has lost his mind. That they have no idea what's going on. He has no idea what's going on. That when he's gone to the line, he's called audibles that people have no idea what he's talking about because he's using audibles from the Seahawks.
Oh Jesus!
So they have no idea the verbiage. They don't know what he's calling, and then like he's not communicating with anybody. He's not saying anything, and then when he does say something, it's all plays and verbiage and everything like that. That like he's using the code words and hot words that nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's like it's called offsides. It's called bad protections. It's called people thinking it's a run play and it's a pass play. So then you get like it's.
Maybe they should do what the Raiders did to Jamarcus Russell, give him the videotape and see if he's watching it.
So I don't think it's that. I don't know. Like the way it made it sound, the way it was is that like Russ is not there. Like he's not all there. Like he's a couple of biscuits short of a dozen. You know,
like a Antonio Brown not there.
Like no, I don't know. I don't know if it's to that level. Like I don't think he's like
nuts.
Take his dick out in the middle of Dubai crazy.
Yeah,
but he's definitely like there's something wrong.
Yeah,
with Russell Wilson, and by extension, there's something wrong with the Broncos. And boy, man. You gave up all those. You gave up the picks. You gave him such a big money extension. You gave him all that stuff, and my God, it's so it's bad. Sorry if you hear me sniffling like that. I'm getting over COVID. So, COVID. I got the COVID.
But see that's how dedicated we are for you people out there. We're both sick.
What do you mean, you people? That was very derogatory. How dare you?
I was trying to make it quick, so I don't have to say you guys and girls out there. I'm sure we got some females.
Ladies
that like
and gentlemen, listen. We got some women out there. You can go ahead and call the show. You'll listen and connect to us on our Twitter, ST Sports Podcast, right over there on the Twitters. That's also our Instagram. Got big reaction on Instagram this week.
Nice.
That was kind of cool. Yeah. No, we got a lot of comments and a lot of likes for the old power rankings. That was fun. So just thanks for doing that, and yeah, if you want to go ahead and follow us on our social media, give our reactions, give your thoughts to anything that we post on there. It is at ST Sports Podcast on Instagram and on Twitter there. So have fun with that.
Now, I'm pretty sure I know what your answer is going to be for this next question, but how excited are you for the Bills-Browns game?
Not anymore.
Why?
They moved it.
Oh, are you serious?
They moved it to Detroit.
Oh, those bastards!
So pissed.
So am I.
So pissed. Right now, on trending on Twitter right now is hashtag No Fun League.
Oh my fucking God!
Listen, there's two parts of me that like. The logical side of me is like I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it for like probably for fan safety, getting people in, getting people out, doing all kind of stuff. I get it. 6 feet of snow is a lot of fucking snow. People, that's a snow that's about as tall as I am. I'm 6'8", so that's snow that's going to be up to my fucking chin. Like it's fucking.
But I really was hoping to see, and I was really wanting to see, and bringing up Twitter here, I tweeted out or I retweeted out. It must have been like a snow mice or something going through the snow. And
I want to see like Devin Singletary fucking
that's
through the fucking snow.
That's all
I
you would
absolutely
see.
wanted to see it.
I mean,
wanted
listen, I went to the Snow Bowl game down Philly against the Lions a few years back.
I remember that. That was fun to watch on TV. I was like, oh, Jim,
yeah.
I knew you were at that game. I was like, motherfucker, you got a special game. That's a special game to be at.
Well, and the difference between that game and this game is the Philly game. They were only calling for snow showers, and I'll never forget.
That's still your. I think that's still like your Twitter cover or your Facebook cover.
The Facebook cover.
That picture from that game is still the same fucking picture. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, man. Like that's such an iconic thing. It's always fun. Like a snow game and in climate game is just that's so much fun. And now to have that taken away, it's like motherfucker, man.
See, that's the thing too. Is like if they were projected to only get like 3 feet of snow, They should keep it there because I think the Philly game, in the end, it was like 18 to 24 inches.
It was about
fell.
2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
It was just and it was a big heavy wet snow. It was the big flakes.
Yeah.
Like it was, but it was that was such a fun game to watch. And people are like, oh, but it's sloppy, and it's like I don't.
But
give
it really
a shit.
wasn't.
Look at how fun it was.
Yeah.
Look at how fun the people had. Listen. If you ever have a chance to go look at find the NFL films of the mic'd up Bears players.
Yeah.
From week 1 when they played the 49ers in that monsoon in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Listen to how much fucking fun they had.
And you know what? Like it didn't even come across, you know, the snowball game. It didn't even come across as an NFL game. Like they watching those players play felt like they were 12 years old again.
Right.
A pickup sandlot game, you know, Christmas Day, snowing. That's how it came across.
It was just, that's it. It was fun, and it's fun for everybody. It was fun for everybody in the stands. It was fun as hell for the players. Like, that's the thing. You ask the players, and you think, like, oh, they would be miserable. No. Like, you look forward to these things. This is shit that is fun. And now to have that kind of robbed from us from a viewing pleasure point, that's like, man, like I was stoked. Once I heard the forecast, there were like 30 inches of snow. I was like, God damn, 30 inches of snow. I was like, that's gonna be a fucking lot. And you're hoping like, man, I hope they don't cancel it. I hope they don't move it. And you're like, man, how cool is this gonna be? Maybe they'll do something. Like maybe it'll be something. And then it's like they come out, well, we've moved the game to Detroit. Motherfucker, you robbed us of our joy, of our fun. This is Christmas. This is the Christmas time. This is the holiday season. And you've just robbed us all of one of the greatest gifts that we could have had. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, NFL.
You know
Sons
what?
of bitches.
Instead of your hashtag fire Devils guy.
Oh, well, no, we're past that now. They're 10 straight fucking wins.
So
Let's go.
let's get hashtag fire Goodell going then.
Dude, Barstool, I think, has already cornered that fucking market. Like, fucking, there's never been a greater enemy to somebody than fucking Dave Portnoy and fucking Roger Goodell. Yeah. So, like, I could sit there and say fire Goodell, but it's going to be buried in a bunch of fucking Barstool sports fucking tweets. So that's them. I'll let them handle it. I guarantee you
they're more powerful.
Probably posting about it right now about how Goodell is he hates fun and he hates children and he hates people. And,
well, since that game's going to move to Detroit, I don't want to talk about the Bills-Browns game no more. I was actually going to tune into that. I would rather tune into that over.
The thing. Everybody was like, man, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah.
game. I want to see this. And now it's like, fuck it. It's the fucking Browns and Bills. Who gives a shit? Fucking hell.
I do want to bring up, and I don't know if you've seen it yet. I mean, it's been almost a week now. The Notre Dame has to be catch of the year. It was the second touchdown we scored.
People are saying it is the greatest catch they've seen. The problem is that the next day, fucking Justin Jefferson made another incredible catch. So
I would still take Notre Dame over.
Last weekend had some fucking great catches. But,
yeah,
but no, that Notre Dame catch was
he bear hugged him and got it.
He caught it behind the other guy's back.
Yeah.
And then just brought it in anyway. Like, here's the other thing, though, too. Notre Dame's got to learn to fucking close out games.
Dude, let me tell you this. Me, the wife, and my oldest, we went to a Nutcracker show at the local theater here. And right. I watched, we left here, I want to say it was about halftime. And we were up. Like, we were up 14 points.
We were up. No, we were blowing them out. I think it was like
yeah.
20-something to 6.
Yeah, and we were doing really well.
We were good, yeah.
And then, play gets over. Play was like 2.5 hours or whatever.
Right.
And I jump on the phone, ESPN, and we won by, 3 points? I'm like, what the fuck happened?
The second half, we need to learn to close out games. And I don't know if it's a case of... because that's the thing. I would say, oh well, maybe they were, a hangover from the Clemson game, or enough for. But if that was the case, then they would have been slow in the first half, not the fucking second half. Like, I don't understand why it was so bad. Like, is it a conditioning thing? Are we just not conditioned to go all the way through these games like this? But I don't know what it is. Listen, it's another win. I'll take it against Navy, who's not exactly great.
Yeah,
this go around, so it is what it is. We've got 2 more games, We close out again with USC. That's going to be a good one. That has a chance to ruin USC's college football playoff bid, which I would love to do because USC.
I would get wasted that night after the game if we beat USC.
I would. I mean,
I think they already came out too. So that's a night game, isn't it?
It usually always is.
Okay.
Yeah, out there in LA, so that I mean, there's nothing better than watching those USC cheerleaders cry at the end. Well, listen, let's be honest. There's nothing better than watching those USC cheerleaders. But seeing them cry at the end of the night, that's not bad either. When they're just so sad that Notre Dame kicked their ass.
Speaking
the good old Irish boys.
Speaking of cheerleaders, how happy you think Jimmy G was when all those the cheerleaders came over to say hi to him?
Oh, the Warriors girls?
Yeah.
Listen, if I looked like Jimmy G, I'd be having that happen to me all the time too. Unfortunately, I don't. I have. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not an attractive man. I'm pretty good. But am I fucking supermodel Jimmy G with the fucking chiseled jawline and the fucking sky blue eyes? No, I'm not. So it is what it is. But hey, listen, he's young, he's rich, he's famous. Get it, boy. Do what you do, man. Hey, listen, listen. They're not the San Francisco 49er cheerleaders.
No.
So there's no rules against not fraternizing with that. It's the Warrior girls. So let's. He's good. There was more than just basketballs being dribbled on that night. I'll tell you that.
Oh my freaking god!
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
So what? Anything else on your mind?
Just that the fucking Devils are unstoppable. We may never lose another game again. I mean, it's really quite remarkable on the run that we're on here.
The Flyers are on tonight. Carter Hart's supposed to get the start. It's been probably a week or so since I watched them, just because I've been busy. I want to see if Hart is still on fire, if you want to call it that. He's on fire, but the team isn't.
On fire.
So I want to see if he still has his mojo going. Because this is what happened, I want to say 2 seasons ago, that he started off really well and then lost a game or two and then just nosedived it. And
here's the thing with the Flyers. Well, I think he has a confidence issue, and that just is what it is. But like with the Flyers, I think for this first bit, much like the Devils, at first thought it was like, well, maybe this is a bit of an overachievement.
Yeah.
But where the Flyers have kind of come back down a little bit, the Devils just aren't stopping, and it's like I'm scared.
Well,
because I'm afraid of the bottom four.
Well, I was gonna say, isn't that kind of bad right now to be this hot this early?
Not if you can keep it up.
You can't keep it up 60 more games.
I don't know, with medication and some doctors. Sorry, no. Can we win 60 games in a row? Logically, probably not. But like if we stay on a streak like this, like if we do like 5 winning games and then a loss, 3-game win, then a loss, 4 games and maybe a loss. Like if we do that, like we're set and golden right now. But that's what I mean. Is like right now it's like the thing is, I don't want to have this all be so great and then we lose 20 straight games, and then it's like, well, what was the fucking point? Like, it doesn't matter.
Just like
it doesn't seem like that's going to happen, because it feels like if that reality check was going to happen, it would have already happened by now, and it hasn't.
But you were going into the season with low.
I was going to the season thinking we're going to be last. It's going to be us and the Flyers battling who's in the bottom.
So
that was my expectation.
So unlike your Giants' expectations, you kind of did the difference with the Devils. You were actually buying into the Devils this season, thinking that they're not going to be as bad as you thought. Whereas the Giants, when they start winning, you're like, I'm just going to enjoy this while it lasts. When it crashes,
no, that's the thing. Well, here's the other thing too: is that it's also 2 different seasons. The NFL season is much shorter than NHL season, so there's a lot more time for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
In the Devils season, right now for the Giants, it's like not only is it the Giants that were playing well, but it's like once we realize, like, okay, we're a good team, and that we're playing consistent and we're playing good football. And then you look at the schedule and it's like, we had the Houston Texans and now we have the Detroit Lions. And now, now they're going to have some of the division games where it gets a little bit tougher. But it's like, schedule-wise, we're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Like on the way we're playing now, we should have enough games now to win where we're going to be at least in the play. That now the idea of the Giants being in the playoffs isn't far-fetched at all.
Yeah.
It's like now you're starting to get into it. Like it's before like, man, I hope we don't suck this season. To, well, we're going to put a couple games together. This is going to be good. And then, are the Giants a legitimate playoff contender? Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to too early for that. So now it's to the point where it's like the Giants should make the playoffs, and if they don't, that's going to be kind of upsetting.
Yeah.
That they didn't make that leap. With the Devils, it's still, and to me, again, you got to look at season length.
Yeah.
But like, I'm still in that, man, this is a fucking incredible 10-game winning streak. When was the last time the Devils had this? It's fucking, 15 years or something since we've been on a streak like this. It's incredible. But you're still kind of, your heart is still, I've seen this team for the last 10 years. I've seen how we were the last couple of years. I really, I don't want this bottom to fall out, but I also don't want to put and be like, fuck yeah, we're in there, and then have it fall out and then have my heart break.
Well,
so I'm still tempering it. I'm still rooting for it. I'm still cheering for it. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're never going to lose a game again. Fuck you, Paul Bissonnette, for shitting on the Devils. And, yeah, Jesper Bratt is the greatest player in the NHL and all that kind of shit. I'm all on it. But personally, like, I'm reining it in just a bit, personally, like in my heart, and I'm like, let's see where we are in January.
Yeah.
Let's see where we are by like the All-Star break. Let's see how consistent we can be beyond this great streak, which at some point will come to an end.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, we have to know that.
Well, like,
But-
what's working during the streak? Like, is it the defense, the goaltending? Like,
We're getting better than expected goaltending play. Our defense appears to be improved. Our offense is fucking clicking now. We got the fucking captain. Nico's working well. Jack's doing well. Of course, Jesper Bratt is the best player in the NHL, so he's on a massive point streak. They're like, it's just things are clicking. Like it's like things that you're like, Jack Hughes is super talented. Nico Hischier is super talented. Jesper Bratt is super talented. Miles Wood should be a good defenseman. You look at all these people there, and it's just like things never clicked. Things were not going well. You could say like they're individually, the talent was there, but it's a team. It wasn't working. Whereas now, everything is just for that. I know it's a shitty term to use. It's the same as a graphic designer saying, well, it just pops. What the fuck does that mean? Again, I don't know what click means, but it's just, it's the way to explain the intangible. It's the way to just say, I don't know what the difference is, but there is a difference, and it's happening.
there's just something there.
There's just something else there that's working now. And we're beating these teams, and we're winning games. We're winning overtime games, which we've never won before. We're winning overtime games before they even get to a shootout, which is, first of all, insane for the Devils, because the Devils, even if we made it to overtime, we'd either lose or we lose in a shootout. The Devils had, I think, the longest shootout losing streak in NHL history. And I hate the shootout anyway. But, the fact that we're winning these overtime games, we've battled adversity in some of these games, from being down a bunch to coming back in the third period, tying it, winning it either late in the third period or in overtime. To again, we played against the Canadians, who are not a good team, and we beat them convincingly, the way you should beat a team that's not good. You know. But that's the thing, is that the Devils were considered to be on the same level as the Canadians. They were like, the Devils just aren't good. Well, nobody thought the Devils were going to be any better than the Canadians, but here we are doing a streak, and we're dominating them. We're beating them. We're beating these teams. We swept Calgary, in Calgary, and then here in Jersey. So they're done. Like, we're winning these games. It's just so incredible to see, and it's just, again, I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm tempering it, but man, I am fucking excited for it.
So I know we just did a little bit of talk of hockey. You want to circle back to the NFL and do your poorly ranked power rankings here?
First of all, it's not poorly ranked.
No, it is. It really is.
No.
And it's not even because the Eagles dropped to 5th on your rankings. That's not my bitch. Because I actually... No.
I know what your bitch. I know exactly what your bitch is. I know exactly what you're fucking. You're gonna be like, fuck too. I don't give a shit.
All right,
Listen, they had to go somewhere. They had to go somewhere.
Well, yeah.
And this is the thing is like I'm not even saying this from that aspect. You're gonna say it's bullshit. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. But legitimately, like,
why don't you do the rundown first?
I'm not even gonna. Okay.
So that way people know what we're talking about. What
if you
spots.
haven't seen, and if you have, like, if you listen to us, if you went on to Instagram earlier this week, again at ST Sports Podcast, that's on Instagram and on Twitter as well. But there was a lot. Listen, there's a lot of reaction on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had a lot of people kind of react to this. Not so much in the way that you're upset by it, but we had a couple Bills fans that were upset. Which, listen, get over it. You lost 2 straight games. But
yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Top 12 Kings NFL Top 12 Power Rankings for State Tune Sports, Week 11. Run through this real quick. You have the Seahawks back down at 12. You can't lose that game. You can't. If you're the Seahawks, you want to be you're doing good. You're doing better, but you can't lose that game. They fall 6 spots down to number 12. They're 6-4. 11. The Cowboys. You have the Packers.
Yeah.
In just prime losing position. Like, the Packers are just in disarray. You're falling back, and you're supposed to be one of the top competing teams in the NFL or the NFC at least anyway. And you lose? You can't do that. You can't, even in overtime. You can't do that. So Cowboys fall to 11. That's 4 spots for them. Titans. I have them at 10. They're 6-3. Yeah, they beat Denver. Anybody can beat Denver. Really, it's not that hard to do. But they are leading in the South. They are a good team. They're +1. They're up from 11. I like them. The Jets. They had a bye. They're down one spot. They were tied for 8th with the Dolphins last week. That tie kind of got broken this week, so they're officially at 9. Technically, they're down 1 spot. You can kind of look at that, whatever. Jets are at 9. The Niners are at 8. Now, I know that their record's a little bit lower than everybody else. They're 5-4. They're up 3 spots. That Niners team, again, it was kind of a boring game, but they have the talent. They have the tools there. Christian McCaffrey is a fucking dog.
Yeah.
And that defense, you got Bosa in his arms, which my fiance loves. And you got to make sure you can't say it's not Joey Bosa. It's not the Chargers Bosa. It's the Niners Bosa.
Oh, okay.
She's got the arm lust over. So
when she looks at those arms, do you look at yours and be like, "Mine are kind of"?
I'm saying no. It makes me self-conscious. I'm not gonna lie. But again, anybody who doesn't have arms like Joey, like Nick Bosa, is gonna look at their arms and be like, "Yeah, no, wish I got." I want to go to the gym. Like, every time that does happen, like, I go over to the wall, I start doing like little mini push-ups. I start trying to do where's the weights? Where's my little exercise band? Let me get that. Try to do something. You start getting a little self-conscious there. At 7 is the Ravens. They're down 2 spots. They had a bye this week. I had somebody in Instagram bitch about that. They're like, how the fuck the Ravens going to fall 2 spots on their bye week? I was like, it happened to the Giants last week too. The Giants had dropped 2 spots on their bye week, simply because there are teams who rise and fall. They got to go somewhere. I try like hell to not move teams that are on buys.
Okay. Because
it's like, well, they didn't win, they didn't lose, they didn't really do anything. But sometimes your hands kind of forced. You just kind of have to, you got to bite the bullet on that, unfortunately. At 6 is the Buffalo Bills. At 6-3, they're down 2 spots. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. They lost to the Jets in a game. Like, how do you lose to the Jets? Like, convincingly lose to the Jets.
Yeah.
I don't get that. And then that game against Minnesota, an instant fucking classic. What a game that was. But there's just things you can't do. Fumbling the ball on your own goal line when you stop Minnesota and it's just trying to win the game out. Like, how you have a bad snap there, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, even having a safety is not as bad as what happened. And you can't blame, like, they went to overtime. They still had a chance to win. Josh got the ball. It wasn't a case of where the coin flip hurt him. Yeah. Everybody got a possession, and they weren't able to do anything. So that's why they fell. At number 5 is the Philadelphia Eagles. They have fallen 3 spots. They're 8-1 because you lost to the Commanders. And I know we talked up and good how the Commanders seem to be better under Heineke, and how they're really not that bad of a team. They're maybe not good, but they're not bad. But you're 8-0. You're the best. You're supposedly the best team in the NFL. You supposedly have all these weapons. You're supposed to handle a team like the Commanders very easily, and you did not.
Okay.
That's an issue. That's a problem. So the Eagles fall down 3 spots to number 5. And as you said, that's not your problem. So that's fine. At number 4, we have the Miami Dolphins. Well, they're leading the AFC East. What else can you say? They're consistent.
Who did they play this past week?
Who did the Dolphins play this past week? It wasn't the Browns, was it? No, they didn't play the Browns. Did they play? Who played the Browns?
Let's see here. All right, you continue with your rankings. I'll look it up real quick.
Anyway, they're a fun team to watch. You have Tyreek Hill, first of all, who's crazy. You got Waddle on there. You have their running game is good. Their defense is getting better. Tua's an NFL quarterback. I don't care what anybody wanted to fucking doubt him and say shit like that. He's a good quarterback. I don't know what else you want to say. Tyreek Hill makes him look good. Who gives a shit? Yeah. Somebody still has to get Tyreek the ball. They are a dynamic team. They're a fun team to watch. How far does that bring them? I don't know, but they're good, and I think they're the 4th best team right now in the power rankings. They're up 4 spots. The Dolphins at 6-3.
Okay.
Number 3. Here you go. Strap it in because I know that I'm going to face some shit for this one. Number 3, the New York Football Giants. They're 7-2.
Mm-hmm.
They're up 7 spots from their last spot. Again, it really kind of is up 5 spots because last week they had to bye. They went down. It was like whatever. I tried to explain that before with the other teams. So, and that's kind of the same way I see it. So, it's technically they're up 7, but they're really kind of up 5. Whatever. And I know people are going to say, well, they played the fucking Texans. You beat the Texans. That's not really that great or anything like that. It's the fact that this team is consistent. They are good. This is a team that wouldn't lose to the Commanders. And I'm being in all seriousness.
They didn't play yet,
Giants
right?
Defense. I don't believe so. No.
Okay.
The Giants' only division game so far has been against the Cowboys early on in the season.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. They play on Thanksgiving, and I think that game's going to be a little bit different than the Monday Night Football game. What was that, week 2, week 3?
Yeah, it was
Weird. That was really early in the season. The Giants' defense is legitimately one of the better defenses in the NFL. They are good. Wink Martindale is amazing at what he does. I know people complain that maybe he blitzes too much. Like you see all the Baltimore fans saying, I'm glad we got rid of him. He blitzed too much. He cost us games. He's terrible. Listen, that's fine. Like, if you're trying to cope with it, and do whatever. But don't forget, the Giants did beat the Ravens a couple weeks ago. So
yeah.
Not saying anything. I'm just saying. So you have the Giants who have beaten good teams. They've beaten the Ravens. They've beaten the Titans. You know what I mean? These are both teams that are – the Titans lead their division. The Ravens lead their division. That's it. The Ravens are 6-3. Titans are 6-3. They're both in the power rankings here that I have. Anyway, like the Giants have beaten good teams.
Okay.
Now the argument with the Eagles is that they haven't. That they just kind of coasted to 8-0, and then they lost to the Commanders.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's also something I've taken into account. Well, the Giants have played good competition, and they've beaten them. So, like, again, we'll see how things shake out in the next couple of weeks. The Giants play the Lions this week. And then we get the Cowboys. That's going to be a telling game down in Dallas on Thanksgiving. But I don't give a shit. Fight me. I'm not going to put the Niners above the Giants right now. I'm not going to put the fucking Bills above the Giants right now. The Bills have lost 2 straight games, and they lost one convincingly to the fucking Jets. Now, I'm saying the Jets aren't a bad team. The Jets are very good this year, 6-3. But if you're a Super Bowl contender meant to be this unstoppable team, which the Bills have kind of been this year and that everybody's expected them to be, you can't lose that game to the Jets and lose it in that fashion convincingly, especially when the Jets got destroyed by the Patriots the week before, and Zach Wilson looked like he didn't get any loving from his mom's friend the night before, and he's just throwing it all over the place. Like I'm sorry, I'm not putting the Bills above the Giants for now. Again, we'll see how things shake out, but for now, the way the Bills have played the last 2 games, that's where they go.
Okay.
I'm not putting the Ravens above the Giants. The Ravens, first of all, I'm not really convinced by them as of now anyway, and plus the Giants beat them. So I'm not convinced with the Ravens either. So I'm not going to put the Ravens above the Giants either. I'm not putting the Niners above the Giants. I'm not putting the Titans above the Giants. I'm not putting the fucking Cowboys above the Giants. Cowboys are 6-3. Giants are 7-2. And the Cowboys lost to the. Now, I know the Cowboys beat the Giants though earlier in the season, and I'll tell you what, the Giants beat the Packers in fucking London, and the Cowboys lost to the fucking Packers. Oh, but they played in Lambeau. The Jets played them in Lambeau, and the Jets fucking beat them.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me the Cowboys aren't as good as the Jets? Suck my dick. Not to you, just to everybody out there who's going to question my pick. Well, what are the fucking Giants up there? Fuck you. That's why they are. Well, you know why the Giants are number 3 on my power rankings? Because it's my power rankings. Go fuck yourself.
You okay,
Number
buddy?
2, the team who beat the Bills and maybe the greatest game of the year so far, and maybe the greatest game of the year all around. We'll see how it goes. The Minnesota Vikings, they're 8-1. They're the real deal. People said they were going to get exposed when they played in Buffalo. They were not. They played well. Played well enough to win. Again, they had some lucky breaks. They had fucking Justin Jefferson making the catch of all time right now. That's the catch that is better than the Beckham catch. That's
what a lot of people are saying.
That 100%. As somebody who watched the Beckham catch live, who saw it and was like, holy shit, that's the greatest catch I've ever seen. Even from anything in the Super Bowl, better than the helmet catch, better than the Santonio Holmes catch. I was like, even though it's a regular season game, I was like, that's a great catch. Nothing's going to beat Odell Beckham Jr. Well, Justin Jefferson just did. That was an incredible catch. Again, the Vikings, you could say they got a little bit lucky there on the goal line because of the Bills fumbling. But again, that's the Bills not executing. That is the Vikings executing what they wanted to do. At the end of the game, they pick off Josh Allen in overtime to seal the game. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The Vikings, they're 8-1. They're legitimate. You can sit there and say that they're the worst 8-1 team, like you said. The Giants are the worst 7-2 team. Well, they're now number 2 and number 3 in the power rankings. Again, as I said before, suck my dick. And number 1, no surprise here, Kansas City Chiefs 7-2. They took care of the Jaguars rather easily. Listen, the Chiefs is the Chiefs. That's how we're going to go with it until it's proven otherwise. The Chiefs is the Chiefs. Long season to go though, so we still got only
seven weeks.
We only got 7 more weeks.
Yeah,
of NFL football. Fuck, it's going by too fast. It's going by too fast. I don't like it.
All right, you done?
Well, that was number 1, so that's it.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just run it down real quick. Then you have the Chiefs, Vikings, Giants, Dolphins, Eagles, Bills, Ravens, Niners, Jets, Titans, Cowboys, and Seahawks. That's your Stay Tuned Sports King NFL Top 12 for Week 11.
How the fuck do you have the Giants over the Dolphins?
Shut the fuck up. That's why. Suck my ass. That's why. You know why the Giants are above the Dolphins? Because eat my dick. That's why.
I will guarantee this, that if the Dolphins and the Giants play 10 times, Dolphins win 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Again, Giants have won.
Just like you said about, well, I think if the Eagles play the Chiefs on the neutral field, I think the Eagles beat the Chiefs. I was like, I disagree.
Yeah.
Or no, I was saying that the Chiefs would beat the Eagles. You're like, I disagree. Well, there's no way the Giants could beat the Dolphins 10 out of 10 times on a neutral field. I disagree.
And
that's the end of it.
I don't think the Giants should be that high. Do I think they should be over Philly?
Here's what I'm going to propose.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's what I'm going to propose. We're going to settle this all right now. Make your own top 12 picks. We'll have yours, and we'll have mine, and we'll go ahead. We'll put it on Instagram. We'll put it on Twitter. We'll have a fucking poll, and we'll say, whose top 12 do you agree with more every week? Is it King's or is it Jimbo's? I'll just send me the picks. I'll do the graphic for it. I'll put it all up there. I'll make it, and we can have both of our power rankings up there and see whose power rankings more people agree with or more people say that they like. And they listen, people may not like either one of them, and that's fine. I don't care. As I said before, suck my dick. This is my picks because this is what I feel like. This to me right now. These are the top 12 teams in the NFL. You may think it's differently. I don't think it's different for most people. I think if you ask most people, these 12 teams are the top 12 teams in the NFL. I don't think you're not putting fucking Tampa Bay in there.
No,
you're not putting anybody. There's nobody else really there. Just maybe some of the orders people might have differently, but I think we're pretty good on having the 12 best teams here in the top 12.
I would have put the Bills and the Eagles up one spot from where you have them.
So you'd have the Eagles at 4, Bills at 5.
Yeah. Now, if the Bills have another loss this coming week, then I'll say yes. Drop.
So then, where do you put the Dolphins?
I would put them
Dolphins at 6,
right below the Bills.
So you put the Dolphins at 6, and then the Giants at 6. You'd have the Giants 7-2, and in 7th, which then you knock down. That means that you have to knock down the Ravens. Like, wait a minute, yeah, how does this work?
So
because if you're going to do that, if you're going to put the Bills up there, and then you move the Dolphins to 6 and the Giants to 7,
because the thing is, yes, you beat Houston, we beat Houston, but You barely beat them. You only beat them by one score. We beat them by...
And you barely beat... No, we beat them by the same amount.
No. Philly won by 11, I think.
We won by 11.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Hold on. Let me...
Or 9. Was it 9? We won by 9 or 11. Not 9-11.
8. You won by 8. That's one score.
So there we go. So that's fine.
That's one score.
Come on.
That's one possession.
Get the fuck out of here.
Houston needed 2 possessions to beat us. Or to at least tie. You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, the Giants didn't lose to the fucking Commanders. So.
Not yet. But I'm going to save that clip, so when the time comes and Heineke beats you guys by 20, I'm going to laugh at you.
I want the mark it. Put the mark down on the fucking on your Adobe Audition or Audacity, whatever you have. Put the mark on it. I want that saved as a drop, ready to go. That we know that at this point in this episode, that's what you said. I want to hear that you said, "Oh, Heineke's going to beat the Giants by 20." I want that on record.
No, I think you should do it because you always say, "Oh, you happen to forget this," and
I'm not. You're the one recording this, asshole. I don't have any control over what marks or not. I don't know where fucking anything is.
But yeah, no, I mean, when you sent, maybe I was just having a bad day that day when you posted it. I was like, there was like two other 3 teams that I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sorry,
Niners. Yeah, and you know what? Like I watched a little bit of the Chiefs game. I'm okay with them at 1. If Minnesota has another really good game this coming week, I'm trying to remember who they play.
But either way, no, I'm going to be honest with you right now.
They play the Cowboys.
Unless the Chiefs lose, I'm probably not knocking them out of that top spot
all season.
Pretty much, unless there's some like. There have to be there would have to be something so clear and evident to knock them out of that spot right now. Like again, it was kind of like with the Bills. I was like, if the Bills didn't lose to the Jets or to the Vikings, they'd still be in the number 1 spot. Like the Bills were not leaving that spot,
which I could agree.
They gave me a reason to leave that spot.
Yeah,
so they did. So right now, the Chiefs aren't going to leave that top spot unless they give me a reason to leave that top spot.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that the Chiefs win and, like, either the Vikings win or Giants win or somebody else wins, where then that's going to be like, okay, well, now I'll put them over the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs still won.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen. As long as the Chiefs keep winning, they're going to be the number 1 team. Almost, kind of like college football. Like, right now, as long as Georgia keeps winning, Georgia's going to be the number 1 team.
Yeah.
That just is what it is. Sorry about it. So, like, that's how I was treating the Bills. I was like, unless the Bills fuck up, they're really not going to leave that top spot. And especially after they had beaten the Chiefs, I was like, well, man, I don't see anybody stopping the Bills this year.
Yeah.
Sure enough, the fucking Jets of all teams. And then Minnesota comes in and does that kind of miracle job up there. And it's like, well, all right, well, that gives them a reason to drop. The Eagles were up there But again, their schedule was a little soft, and it's like you saw problems. So I was like, they're good. They're up there. They're the number 2 team or number 3 team. They was kind of back and forth between 2 and 3, and it's like we'll see how they go in the rest of the season. If they play better, if they get better adversity, play against adversity, win against adversity, they do better. But again, they had adversity against Washington, and they didn't come out on top of that. Now again, they only dropped down to 5.
Yeah,
and people are going to look 8-1, but how are they 5? It's like, well, you take into that account. This isn't based on strictly records. Like if you just want to base it on records, like that's kind of lame.
Yeah, you just go over to NFL.com.
You just go to the NFL.com, hit league, and just see where everybody is. Oh, I think that's my power rankings. No, you base it on your own criteria. How do you think teams would match up? How do you think things happen? That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And to me, this is how I would list the top 12 teams in the NFL. You might do it different. Our listeners, obviously the ones that run Instagram, let me know. They would do it differently. And that's fine. Honestly, that's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Is to be a discussion piece. It's like, oh, I would do this, I wouldn't do that, all that other stuff. I just say suck my dick because it's fun. But that's the point of it. It's a conversation piece. It's meant to cause a debate. It's meant to cause conversation and be like, yeah, you're right. No, you're dumb. Whatever. I think there's some here and some right. I think it's generally okay, whatever the case is. And the people on Instagram let me know. They were like, the Bills will be back. I was like, I'm sure they will be. Trust me. If they win a couple more games, they're going to shoot right back up those fucking standings. No doubt. So, again, we still got 7 weeks to go. Man, only 7 weeks to go. But, there's a lot of season to play out. Yeah. And like, as we've seen with the Cardinals, as we've seen with the Steelers started 11-0. What was that, 2020?
Yeah.
They were 11-0, and then they fucking nosedived.
Yeah. And I think they lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they lost in the first round to the Browns. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I mean. So, long season still to go. A lot of things can still happen. This right now is not going to be how the season ends. So don't look at it like that. But that's why it says Week 11. As for Week 11, to me, that's the top 12. We'll see what happens for Week 12.
So make sure you guys check next week when King has Philly at like 10th because they beat whoever we're playing by 20.
And you're
Giants,
playing nobody again. You're playing like garbage ass fucking teams or something. Who knows?
But you know what? Like this back end, I was looking at the schedule today. This back end of the schedule for Philly is.
I know we're not a
stronger.
stat show, but we should probably have the NFL schedule up when we're doing the fucking show. I'm just realizing this. We've said at least 5 separate times during the show, who's playing this? Who did they play? What happened like that? We should probably have that the fuck up next time we do this.
Oh, Colts.
Mental note for next year.
But before we move on to our blue picks, the back end of their schedule, obviously we got the Giants.
Oh yeah, you're playing the Colts. How did I forget that? You're playing the Colts.
We got 5 out of 7 weeks, I would say.
If you lose to the Colts, you're out of the top 12. I will say that right now. If you lose to fucking Jeff Saturday, Matt Ryan, and the fucking Colts, you are out of the top 12.
That's
as
fine.
A strict punishment.
You've been suspended for a week. You cannot come back to Facebook. Like some people.
That's what I'm doing. Well, I'm on a month on Facebook. I was a week on Twitter. If you haven't seen me post on Twitter, that's why.
Oh, you got suspended on Twitter? Elon Musk?
Yeah, I said some unsavory things about the Russians, so I'll gladly take that week for what I said. They can go kiss my dick. But yeah. So you can't lose to the Colts.
Yeah,
I'll put that right now. You cannot lose to the Colts. If you lose to the Colts, you're gonna hate me next week.
Well, I'm
gonna dance all over your fucking grave.
I'm just gonna warn you now, though. Halftime, if we are losing, I'm turning my phone off, so don't even bother texting me or anything.
Oh no, it doesn't matter because when you turn on your phone, it's gonna go ding 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 ding. I'm gonna have that waiting for you. It's gonna be waiting.
So that was the power rankings. Are you ready to do some blue picks?
Let's do the blue picks here.
So our blue picks are sponsored by Dubby Energy Drink. W gives you focus and energy without crash or jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Make sure you guys head over to w.gg and use the promo code STSports18, all capital letters, and get 10% off your purchase.
And that's a deal you just can't beat out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let you know that right now. The great thing that I love about W,
and I know I say this every week, but I think you need to hear it. You need to understand it. It doesn't seem to be getting through to some of you people. No sugar, no carbs. And the reason I'm saying that is there's a couple of reasons. One, I'm diabetic. So I can't have an energy drink that has a lot of sugar. And that seems to be a main ingredient in a lot of energy drinks. So that's just what it is. So outside, but even if you're not diabetic, you're just a regular person, first of all, obviously check with your doctor to make sure that anything you do is safe. Because listen, you might have diabetes, but you might also have, I don't know, any number of things wrong with you. But still, make sure you just talk to your doctor. But anyway, even if you're not diabetic, even if you're just like, I'm fine, I can process sugar fine. My pancreas is a champ. The thing that sucks about a lot of those energy drinks is the crash, and it's the crash that the sugar gives to you. And not only that, it adds pounds on you. Like, it's what they call empty calories, that it goes there and you get up getting pudgy. You end up getting a little chunky. And then, your next thing you know, your girl's like, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to go out shopping real quick. And the next thing you know, she's in the backseat with some other dude reenacting something from Pornhub. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want that? I don't want that for you. Jimbo doesn't want that for you. And
No,
Jimbo knows what he's talking about. Because right now, as we were talking, Jimbo's had a long week. He's very tired.
Yes.
He's a tired man right now. In fact, as we were doing the pre-show here, he even said, man, I'm really tired. Like this week has taken a lot out of me. You worked a couple of days late, and working all this stuff. So what did he do before the show? Tell the people what you did before the show, Jimbo.
I actually had the Dragonade flavor. And if you listen to past episodes when I didn't have any Dubby, I could not speak normal or as good as.
You can't speak normal anyway. Don't put that on Dubby.
This episode, I actually was pretty good. I think I was focused. Just because I was bashing your power rankings. but a lot of good flavors out there. Like I said, I got the Dragonade. I drank today. The Peach and Beach is really good. I have that too. And you know what? The other nice thing, I actually messaged W themselves. I said, hey, do you guys have any like flavors that you could heat up if you want a tea during the winter or whatever?
Like a hot toddy.
Yeah, And what they actually told me, and I didn't think about this, was you could actually heat this stuff up. Put it in your water, heat the water up, and it won't go. It won't curdle like if you did other things. Or it won't go bad,
and it'll just be a nice warm
drink. Yeah,
like again, we're doing a show. We're talking a lot. I don't know if anybody's done a long podcast like we're doing. This one's pretty fucking long right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
your throat, your throat gets a little sore, gets a little hurt. You know what helps that? A nice little warm beverage. Some people would do tea, and that's fine. You could still do that. But hey, what if you just want to have that focus? You want to have that focus, but you still want to soothe your throat. Just warm yourself up a nice cup of WT. Or whatever you want to call it, and have it be either the Dragonade or the Dub Sludge, the Beach and Peach, whatever. I'll tell you what, man, I want that Dub Sludge so badly.
Yeah, that's my next purchase.
Well, I'm an Apple guy, and especially during the fall. Can you imagine the Dub Sludge heated up?
Oh,
kind of like a nice little fall energy beverage.
Yeah,
come on, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, folks. That's why you got to go over to w.gg, check out all the stuff they have there. They have all these different flavors. They have variety packs. They have starter packs, so you don't have to spend immediately to find out what do I like? What's the best flavor? Do I like all of them? I don't know. But if you like one specifically, you can go ahead and kind of test it out first before you go ahead and buy the bigger tubs of Dubs, if you will. All of that is there. If you even have merchandise, if you're so inclined, you go ahead to check out. Type in that little promo code bar they have there. It's really nice and neat. You put in there ST Sports 18, all capital letters, ST Sports 18. Get you 10% off of your purchase. You can't beat it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you can't. And before we get to the blue picks, kind of give you a little bit of behind the scenes with Dubby. They had like a town hall Q&A with the partners.
Right.
They're hoping for actually a new flavor by the end of the year.
Any hints? Any hints on what it could be? Or are they keeping that?
I think it's okay for me to say this because they told me the flavor. It's going to be like a blue raspberry. And they actually have two new flavors. But blue raspberry is definitely one that they're hoping to get out before the end of the year. And they're actually going to have
Christmas, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. They're actually going to have a mystery flavor coming out right behind the blue raspberry at some point. I asked them
It's kind
also.
of like the Mountain Dew Guess Your Flavor thing.
Yeah, and I mean some of the I'm actually I'm reading between the lines of how he was wording and saying and answering some of the questions. I'm gonna say it's like a tropical fruit flavor, because there was a couple people that asked, "Can you make a tropical fruit flavored one?" And he's the creator said, you know, I can't say yes or no, but stay tuned. So.
Stay tuned. Sports is what he
yeah.
meant. There's nothing more than I like than putting something mysterious in my mouth. So how are we gonna do? We're gonna do these blue picks here, man.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me pull back up here.
I know. I had the underdog pick last week. I know I had that one.
Week 10. Okay, so running it down. Yeah, I'm just not listening to you no more.
Hail to the Red Dot Commanders.
Yeah.
Hail.
So
It doesn't roll off the tongue. This thing.
so
Sucks.
the blow pick. Yeah, blow picks.
Well, they blow for you, but I don't know.
The blowout pick. You had the Chiefs. They won by 10. Technically, you did win that pick.
All right, there we go, baby.
I had the Bears. Lost.
Womp womp.
Lock. You had
Yeah,
Dallas.
they were playing the Dolphins. Why did you pick that as a blowout?
Oh man, I don't know why. See, I didn't have
That's
Dubby. I didn't have Dubby.
You
So
didn't
I
have the
wasn't
W.
focused.
You were foggy. You were not clearly thinking straight.
Our lock picks last week, you had Dallas, lost. I took Tennessee, who won. Upset, we're not talking about King's pick. I took Houston, they lost by 8. So moving on to week 11.
Look at that. What is you try to be mean? You're like, I'm going to pick the team that's playing the Giants. Say they're going to be
Burka. All right, so your blowout pick. You want to go first? You want me to pick first?
No, I'll go here. My blowout pick. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I'm not sold on them. They could end up fucking us up, but I'm gonna have faith that the Ravens can go ahead and take care of business and blow out the Panthers. I think they're going back to Baker.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on there. Yeah, like they believe it or not, they've played better despite everything else that's going around them. But I mean, the Ravens should handle them. They're favored by 13. I just need them to win by 10.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Ravens over the Panthers.
I mean, it is a weird NFL season, so like we say, anything can
That's what I
happen.
mean. Anything can happen.
But I'm actually joining you. I'm taking the Ravens.
To me, it's kind of you kind of have to, yeah.
And
Just
especially
based
after
on
Baker not having his helmet on and headbutting 5 players. So I mean, he should be in good shape.
Yeah, listen, maybe it knocks something right. Who knows? I don't know.
Lock pick.
The lock of the week for me is gonna be Sunday night. I have no faith in the Chargers. They are tremendously inconsistent, which is not what I thought it was going to be this year. I thought the Chargers were going to take a next step. Herbert was going to be fucking incredible. It seemed like they had shored up the defense. They had Khalil Mack. It felt in the preseason. It felt like, man, the Chargers are going to do something.
Yeah.
Nope, they haven't. So I'm going to go as the lock is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to have them beating the LA Chargers. The Chiefs is the Chiefs, and that's all I'm going to say. From that, if anybody ever asked me to explain, well, why are you picking the Chiefs, or why are the Chiefs here?
So
Chiefs is the Chiefs.
They're
That's
like
why.
the new Tom Brady Patriots. You pick them till they lose.
I'm going to pick them. I'm not giving a reason. The reason I'm picking them is because they are.
Okay.
There's not really a reason. It's just because they're the Chiefs. That's why I'm picking them.
I'm actually going to go with the Bills over the Browns. I think this is the get right game for the Bills.
I think moving to Detroit gives the Browns a chance, though.
Yeah, and
I think having it's a neutral site game.
It is.
I think it gives them a chance.
Let me say this though: I picked these teams before it came out before I saw about the forecast, so I already was figuring no snow, clean grass or turf, whatever they play on. So I think the Bills will take care of the Browns.
They should. But I'm saying this kind of move going to to me, this is like, if there ever was a time for a strange fucking upset,
Yeah.
that would be the one to do it.
All right. So moving on to our upset picks.
Okay. Well, shit. I mean, there's really not a lot to pick from here, unfortunately. as far as like an upset pick. There's a lot of close ones. Like I'm not going to pick the Browns to upset the Bills. I'm not going to do it. Even though they're moving that game to Detroit, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be pretty. Not going to do it.
Barbara wouldn't like it.
Barbara wouldn't like it. Jesus Christ, we're old. Nobody even knows who George H.W. Bush was anyway.
Who's Dana Carvey?
They all know it. Jesus, that's the thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows anymore. God, we're fucking old. I hate it. I hate it. Give me back to my 20s. Anyway. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? This is like a gambler who doesn't know when to stop.
This
he's just
one.
like, let it ride. I'm going to do it. It's like somebody at the craps table is just like they're on a good heater, they're on a good roll. Somebody's just like, that's fine. I'm up. Let's just go. Let's just keep riding it. Fuck it. I'm going to pick the Colts over the Eagles.
Oh shit!
I'm going to pick the Colts over the Eagles as my upset pick.
Oh my fucking god!
Just to say I did it. Just to say that to roll with that punch again and see if we can't come up with sevens again, or if we go snake eyes this time. I have no idea, but
you're gonna double love it if they beat them,
dude. If I'm telling you what, if the fucking Colts beat the Eagles, holy shit, Philadelphia might explode.
I'm gonna pick a team from right field here, for my upset pick, and it's weird. And it's probably not smart to pick this team because
I picked the fucking Colts. So not that bad.
Because Warzone came out this past week.
Oh, I know.
So here is my thinking. I've always liked Colt McCoy, and now I'm not sure if Murray's playing. I know he was out last week and he was still
it's
questionable.
Up in the air. It's up in the air,
I'm going with the Cardinals over the 49ers. I think the love that Jimmy G got from the Warriors cheerleaders may cloud his judgment on some things.
It's going to make his legs weak.
Exactly.
He did too much. He did too much dunking. He was dunking on the hoops. If you know what I'm saying.
There you go.
He was playing deep penetrative defense.
And I think with Murray not in there, DeAndre Hopkins is not going to have to look at him and be like, "What the fuck were you looking at?" So that's my pick is the Cardinals. I picked some doozies this year so far, and I have no confidence in this one.
That is not nearly as bad as because listen, the Cardinals could have a possible chance to beat the 49ers. Logically, you could say like, is it likely? Probably not, but you could still see them doing it.
Yeah,
picking the Colts right now to beat the Eagles, it's like, why are you doing that? It's like. Right now, I'm just rolling dice and just seeing how that comes fucking up. I just want to see how it goes. If that happens, I'm going to be
I'll cancel. If that happens, I'll cancel the show next week.
Unbearable next. It's not even going to be. You will not have fun. You will not have fun next week.
That's our blue picks. Just another quick rundown. Blowout pick. King took the Ravens as well as I did. Lock picks, King took the Chiefs because they are who they are.
The Chiefs.
I took the Bills, and our upset picks are Colts for King and Cardinals for me. So that's our blue picks, which is presented by Dubby Energy Drinks. Make sure you head over to Dubby.gg and use the promo code STSports18, all capital letters, to receive 10% off your purchase at checkout.
Wonderful. Oh. That's about it, huh, buddy?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm a little upset that the Bills aren't going to be playing in the snow now. So,
dude, that is the most disappointing thing that I have seen all day today.
Yeah.
And I've been watching a Swiftie lose her mind over the whole Ticketmaster thing and how that's actually like, dude, I'm telling you what, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to that, but there is some deep problem. It's not just what you think. It's not just like, oh, well, they didn't get tickets, so they're mad. No, like there's some illegal shit going down with Ticketmaster. This is going to be a fun watch. I'm just sitting back waiting for this, but even that, like that news that we're not going to be playing in 30 inches of snow, is so disappointing right now.
Well, if the fiance loses her mind and finally goes nuts over the Ticketmaster thing, just real quick, pull up Bosa's arms on your phone and just flash it to her. It should calm her right down.
Bosa's arms should, it should be in the warm embrace of Bosa.
So, till next week, this is your good friend Jimbo.
And it's your boy King.
See ya.